Hello everyone, Zelrant here, and now in Nikke with the half anniversary going live. There is so many things being thrown at us, it's so crazy. One of the big ones that is kind of hard to notice right off the bat, get them on the Discord, is going to be the CD keys. Make sure you go ahead and get them. I mean, they're just, it's like almost every 8 hours we're getting another one. Each one of them is giving about 100 gems each. There's also a questionnaire that's now out that if you go in your notices, you should see for the survey. That's a single poll right there. You want to make sure and get that. We do have the new half anniversary pass here. This one's actually looking pretty good. I know a lot of people mentioned wanting the grave skin, and it looks like it is tied to the pass. I haven't paid for it yet, but I do plan to get this one. Another nice thing about this pass is it does have the targeted pulls in it. I think the last one, the one we just had, did not. Let me see. But yeah, this one didn't have any, but now this one does. So you can get some more pulls if you're a little bit low, and you're willing to spend a little bit. This is a good one to get because not only do you get the grave skin, you're gonna get a decent little chunk of pulls here that you can put towards Siren on there. So you want to make sure you get that. Now I'll put the links to the CD codes or the codes in the description here, but you can also get those on the Discord as well. Or if you want to join my Discord, you can get it on mine. It's within the news there. You definitely want to make sure to get that. Got a bunch of new other little things here as well. Road to Villain. So this one's going to give you a bunch of copies of Drake as well as materials. And I know a lot of people said this game is... materials are really hard to come by, but this one seems to be pretty massive on the amount of stuff you're getting. These maintenance kits, which are the ones that I seem to be blowing through like crazy, are in here. Plenty of stuff for getting her all maxed out. Even though I don't really use her, I might end up doing it just for the sake of doing it because they're giving me so many copies of her stuff here. But yeah, tons of materials in here, and it's just doing your easily. Make sure to do the dailies on this, on your weeklies, and you should be able to complete this by the end of it. I mean, I'm already, let's see. Yeah, I'm 23. Like, I was like level 20 immediately upon starting based on everything I'd already done for the week in here. So this one's going fairly well. Got a lot of materials in there as well. Plus, you have all the events that are popping off as well. Another supply one here. If you do get Siren, which it's advised that most people do get her, as you go ahead and put in your upgrading to her. So I haven't done all these yet, but as you upgrade her, like right now, the last thing I need to do for Siren is get her up to level 10 bond. I'll get that. As you get these challenges done, you can just cycle through these for tons of rewards. And then as you recycle this after you complete each one, you'll get some pulls as well. Now we're not gonna be able to complete this right off the bat because we're waiting on Mihara. Once Mihara comes out, I mean, you can basically see what the quests are. Basically upgrading her skills and then upgrading her bond. Same thing's gonna be with Mihara. You're gonna do all that, and you're just gonna slowly complete this thing and get a lot of extra pulls for recycling through it. And you can kind of see down here what the rates are there. That's a nice little one for a bunch of supplies as well. You also have the Gotcha skin one. Now, even if you're not going to spend to get the costume, you can get your initial couple pulls out that it gives for free. Like this one gave me 5 recruit vouchers, some maintenance kits, and some gold, core dust. So not too bad there. So make sure to do those ones, the free ones at least, even if you're not getting the skin. And then you also have the event that came out for Siren. Tons of great stuff in there. The minigame in it is actually quite fun. Now, there are dailies associated with it, so I'm not pushing it all the way to the end yet. But make sure to go ahead and do everything in there so you can maximize the rewards and get into the hard mode as soon as possible. And also when logging in, I believe I got this one just immediately upon logging in, but if you did not, make sure to go to this one on the notices for the 2.1 anniversary party here. This gave that first free copy of Mori, the new unit that came out. So you get that, plus you'll get a 10 pull right there. So all kinds of crazy stuff for helping out with pulling for Siren. And pulling for Siren is a good thing to do for a lot of people, especially if you have the pulls for it and you don't have the golden mileage tickets, which I didn't at the time. But it took me about 180 pulls to get her. And the nice thing is you do get a little bit of materials as you pull on it. It's kind of a little bit of a gift as you pull. And then after 100 pulls, you get an extra 10 pull back. So it's kind of a 10 pull discount there. And then at 180, which is exactly what it took for me to get her, I got another 10 pull pack. So I kind of lucked out there. But then if you have to go deeper for some reason, or you're a whale or a heavy spender and you want to like max out her dupes, I mean, they start handing out more pulls as you go through. Now, I wouldn't push for these ones because these are not like consecutive. Like, it's to get these rewards, you have to do, like, I have to do another 40 pulls to get this, and then a 40 pulls after that to get this. And so I think it's like going up to like 100 pulls in total to get everything on here. So, or 1,000 pulls. So don't see these as targets to go for. These are like just your whales kind of getting a little bit of discount for people who are trying to max her out right here. But I mean, it's still worth it to pull, because if you have some bad luck, you are getting at least a little bit of compensation back on it, which is pretty good. So we have that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much that on her. And then from there, we can kind of see... Now, I've already done it, but make sure that we have the new story chapters. You go through there, knock out that. I'm slowly still working on my hard campaign, catching up on that. But with that extra bonus, it's helping with just slowly getting that core dust up. The extra 2 chapters. I think I got like another 2 per hour just from the story alone here. So you want to definitely do that. So when you open all your core dust, so just before you open any core dust packages you get now, I'd finish the story up real quick, so you can just get like that additional 2 or 3 per hour that you'll get from that. And it was fairly simple. I didn't find either the bosses too big of a deal at all. So you can push through it fairly quickly and easily to get that, regardless of where you are, as long as you're at like the power level to be able to do it at this point. We have that. And yeah, I think that's most of what's there. I'm probably missing something, because they just keep throwing all kinds of stuff. Like yesterday night, I was just digging through this, trying to find everything in there. The cash up, if you're a spender, bunch of stuff in here. Now, I found on this one, now I went all the way to step 8, I believe. But for most people who want to try and shoot for that $1 per pull type deal, I think step 6 is the last one you want to buy, because you have your free one here. $5 gets you 10 standard pulls, which I like standard pulls in this game, so I think that one's worth it. But then after that, you get to step 4, which is $20 for 20 of the targeted pulls. So I like that. I love the $1 per pull on the targeted pulls. That one was a good one for me. Then you get another 100 tokens from that. And so then step 6 is kind of that one where you're going over that $1 per pull. I felt like, it's worth it a little bit. You get 15 pulls for 20 bucks, plus an additional free one, so it's actually 16 here. But after that, going step 9 and higher, it's starting to get more expensive per pull. This is where I kind of find, like, if you're a light spender or a medium spender, this is kind of the stopping point, I feel like, because $30 for, what, like 17 pulls, plus that additional one, yeah. So it's definitely not worth it at that point, because they start ramping up in cost here. And then even if you get all the way to the final one, all you're getting is one of these for a selector for that. Not a big deal at all there. So, but that one was pretty nice. And they have, I noticed the packages on these ones, they're not really any different than their standard ones. I do like to get this one, just because it's $1 per pull on this one for targeted pulls. But other than that, everything else is basically the same thing that they reset every patch, at least that I can tell here. And that's really the only one that I find that's a decent value in there. But you have that, and then like the last thing is if you actually go into the event, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we have the, let's see when it opens here. It's taking a second. You have, make sure on the shop, or not the shop, the mini game up here. Where is the mini game? That you do this daily. It's one thing I almost missed last night was the mini game. Because I did the story. You do the story. Make sure you burn all of your daily currency you have for pushing for the normal mode all the way up until unlocking hard mode to maximize the core dust you get out of that. But also doing this mini game. Now, I think you can just push through it and completely beat it if you want at this point. But there are dailies associated with it. So my plan is just to kind of come in here and, while you can get some pulls out of here, just come in here and do the daily missions first, and then just do that on a daily basis. And then once we get towards the end, then I'll look at just pushing. If I haven't finished everything by that point, just doing all the little bit of achievements in here. Tons of rewards in this mini game, and it's actually really fun. It's like kind of like a tower defense type one where you have units moving from one side to the other while they have enemies, and you kind of upgrade the enemies and stuff through that. Like, this feels like a full-on game. I mean, this is crazy for a mini game and a gacha game. And I've been told Nikke has had a lot of mini games like that. But yeah, overall a really fun game here. So just make sure to do that. Don't miss doing that daily. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, that's most of it. I mean, there's probably stuff that I'm missing here because I was spending all day just trying to find everything. But yeah, tons of stuff being thrown at us. You just want to make sure you complete all of it so you can maximize the amount of pulls you get. Because not only are we working to get, you want to make sure you get Siren here, but you have Mihara that'll be coming after. Luckily, I saved up, for myself, I saved up 200 mileage tickets from pulling on Siren, so I'll actually be able to just pull her outright, but then we should be able to lead right into the collab unit. So you want to get everything you can here with this with these events. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's pretty good. Loving the half anniversary so far. So yeah, if you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps, and thanks for watching.